Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, I hope all of you are doing good and thank you so much for all the support and love which you guys are giving to the channel. So let's continue with the next topic today. So in the last video, I created one example for the REST API in Oracle ERP Cloud, but I gave the sample of a scenario where you can receive the data using the REST API. So the next questions which I received is there a way how we can create any of the data in Oracle ERP Cloud using the REST API? And basically to the people who knows how the REST APIs work, so directly for them, they can consider it as a post request, how we can, trigger a post method in Oracle ERP Cloud. So just to give a brief idea on this, I will be taking an example of Oracle Financial Cloud. And in the Oracle Financial Cloud, we will try to create a invoice in account payables using the REST API, and we will see how the things will go. So the first thing which will come into the mind is there a REST API available to create an invoice in Oracle ERP Cloud? So let's Google it directly. So how I'm gonna search is create invoice. You can see here directly it's coming, create invoice REST API in Oracle ERP Cloud. Okay, so if we will search this, and if I'll go to the very first link, so you can see it took me to the invoice lines, creating the invoice lines. But if you scroll a little bit, you can see the tab invoices here. And these all are the REST APIs for Oracle Financial Cloud. So if I'll go to this particular scenario, create an invoice. So here is the example. See, this is the URI which is provided by Oracle. Okay. And in the last session, I have already explained how this URI will work. So if you did not, saw the first video itself, I'll provide the link in the description. Please go through that video where I explained the concept of how you can use this particular URI to use in the Postman. Today also we'll be doing the same. So now we have the URI. Okay, you should be having one instance. Now coming to the part like what is the data we will be sending, how we can send the data. So last time I did not explain this, but the scenario in REST API, you need to use the JSON. Okay, so here most of the examples, if I click on jump to, and if I'll go to examples, Oracle itself will provide you an example. So here you can see this is an example request payload using which you can create an invoice in Oracle ERP Cloud. But there are few things which you need to consider because directly this payload will not work in your system. I'll explain you how. I'll just copy this and let's say I'll paste it here and I'll just convert the language to JSON. So this is the JSON Oracle has provided as a sample. Okay. So the things which you need to consider here is the invoice number. Okay. Invoice number is fine. You can give any number. So for example, in this demo, we will, let's say we will give underscore 23. Invoice currency, USD, fine, invoice amount, this. But see, the example which Oracle has provided in this one, the business unit is Vision Operation. Now let's suppose in the instance in which you are trying to create this invoice, and in that instance this business unit itself doesn't exist, then it will throw you an error. So that is why the examples which are directly provided as a sample, they may work in your system or they may not work in your system. So today what I'll do is I'll use the same example and I will change the values in front of you which are not present in my system accordingly, and then we will see whether we will be able to execute this request end to end or not. So I'll just move to Postman here. So this is my Postman. Actually, I was already trying it for your demo. So this is the instance I'm going to use. And here you can see till this particular forward slash, this is the instance URL. Okay. And coming to this part, so this is the URI provided by Oracle, which I was talking about. If I'll go here and if I'll go to the top, so here you can see FSCM REST API resources 11.13.18.05 hyphen, sorry, forward slash invoices. So here you can see it is exactly same. So this is how you can create a particular URL for you. Coming to here, these are the methods. So Oracle has already told you that, boss, this is a post method. Okay. For example, if you will click on this get all invoices, you can see this will be a get method. Okay, so last time we considered the example of get. This time we are considering an example of post. So whenever there will be a create request, okay, it will be a post. So the method I have changed from here post. Okay, coming to the authentication part, just go to the authorization, okay, and give it a basic authorization and give username and password. So this part, if you are not aware, please watch my previous video. I have explained it how you can do that. Coming to the next scenario, what you need to do is after providing the authorization, come to the body, and in the body, you need to click on raw, and then here you need to select the JSON, okay, because we are going to provide the body in JSON. So this is the JSON. I am gonna copy this completely, yeah, which we took from Oracle itself, the sample, and I will paste it over here. Okay, so we are going to try this. So as of now, if you remember, I just changed the invoice number, okay, and I'll just hit it in front of you. So I'll just show you that same examples cannot work in your system. You can see it is a 400 bad request, and it is already showing you that the value for the attribute business unit is invalid. Reason behind the instance in which you are trying to create this invoice. In this instance, there is no business unit with the name of Vision Operations. Okay, so it is throwing you an error. So before creating any request, see, you need to understand a little bit of functionality also, that you are trying to create an invoice. So invoice will be created in a particular business unit. There will be a supplier for which you are creating an invoice. Now the next error can be the supplier doesn't exist. Here you can see the value for the attribute supplier is invalid. If I'll even change it, next you can understand by yourself that the supplier site, it has given like this. But in your system, if the supplier site doesn't exist with this name, again it will throw you an error. So these are the things which you need to consider and you need to change accordingly. So the business unit which exists in my system, I'll just take that business unit. I have an example. So US1 business unit, this one I have in my system. Okay. So I'm going to change it and I'll show you that this particular error will go away. So now if I'll hit this request once again, you can see now the error for the business unit is not coming up. Next thing is the supplier. Okay. So the supplier which I have is, I'll use this one. I'll change all the things one by one accordingly in front of you so that you will understand the logic. Now I'll hit it once again. Now you can see one by one, it will check all of your elements one by one. Now it is telling for the supplier side. Obviously it is invalid. So the supplier site we have is this one. I'll choose this supplier site. I'll hit the send button again. Now you can see the requester is invalid. The requester who is, requesting this. So what I'll do is I'll not pass any requester. I'll give it as null. Now you can see the invalid attribute test1 in the payload. So you need to figure out where is this test1. So I'll copy this request now because I've changed it and I'll copy it here. Now you can figure out where is this test1. So here is the one. So it is actually invoice DFF, like descriptive flex field. So this is also one more concept. But as of now, what I am trying is I'm trying to create an invoice with some lines, right? So I can just remove this part. I'll just remove this part. Okay. And I don't feel test1 is again, it's not present once again. So I'll just copy this data now and I'll hit it once again. Okay, so now the error is for invalid attribute payment mode. We'll figure out where is this payment mode. So here you can see the payment mode is coming twice. What is this? It is invoice installment DFF. Okay, so what we can do is we will remove this invoice installment DFF completely. And from here also I'll remove this part. Now we will try this request once again. And I'll click on send. So now it is saying the value for the attribute distribution combination is invalid. So where is the distribution combination we need to figure out? So here is the one. Now, if you guys have little bit idea on functionality side, actually for every invoice lines, Oracle has given a sample of distribution. In every line, they are telling that this much of amount and this is the account information. This is completely code combination. But in our system where you are trying to create this invoice, either the same code combination should exist, either you need to figure out what is the code combination exists in your system and provide that value. So as of now, what we are trying to do is we are trying to create an invoice with lines, right? So as of now, I'll just remove this distribution part as well. Okay. I'll just remove this distribution part completely. That's it. Now I'll try once again. So here you can see the invoice got created and the status is 201, means the invoice is created in the Oracle ERP system, and this is the invoice ID and invoice number. So the main reason for this video is what I would like to convey is you cannot directly take the examples provided by Oracle and do not think that these examples are going to work in your system directly. You need to check whatever the sample data is provided by Oracle, whether that particular sample data or objects present in your system or not. If they are not present, this request will not work. Now, just to show you whether this invoice got created or not, I'll go to this particular instance and we will see that. I'll show you how we can see a created invoice. So after logging in, you can click here and you need to check for the payables actually, because invoice will go into the payables. So in the payables, you can see this invoices. After coming here, just click on this and you can go to manage invoices. After coming to this page, you can find out the invoices by any of these values. But as we have the invoice number, we will go here and this is our invoice number. So we'll just query using this. Click on the search. Okay, so here you can see the invoice got created. I'll just click on it. So here you can see the invoice got created and we are in the installments page. Okay. And apart from that, if we go to the lines, so the lines should be there because we send the data for lines. If we will go to our request, here you can see in the invoice line number 1, right? So line number 2. So 2 line information you give. So there should be 2 lines present. Yeah. So 2 lines are present, line number 1 and line number 2. And apart from that, I can see 2 holds as well. So here, if I'll go to holds and approvals. So what are the holds? So both are system hold. One thing is total of invoice installment does not equal invoice amount. Okay. So if you check here, the invoice installment. Okay. So installment number 1, gross amount is 1100 and here the gross amount is 1212, right? And what is the invoice total? Invoice total amount is given this one, right? So if I'll just check these values, so if I'll just add the installment amounts 1100 and 1212.75, it is coming as 2312, but the invoice total amount is 2212. So that is the reason it is giving a hold. So again, you need to check these kind of things as well. Like whatever the sample is provided by Oracle, in that sample, it is just a sample data, right? So once the invoice got created, now you can see in the sample, the values given was different, but because the total is not exactly equal to invoice amount, that is why the invoice hold is coming up. So what you can do is next time when you try, either you make sure like the invoice installment amount total is equal to invoice amount so that this hold will not come. And what is this one? Potentially duplicate invoice for the supplier. Invoice date and invoice amount combination is identified. Okay. So actually before creating this video, I created the same invoice. So that is why Oracle has figured out it is a duplicate invoice. So that is why this hold is coming. Okay. So this is the proper way of creating an invoice, or in this manner. Actually, I have just taken example of invoice, anything which you wanted to create. Okay. So in this manner, whatever the API you wanted to use, for example, expense reports. Okay. So expense report also see submit an expense report. So this API also, if you want to try, it will be same thing, right? How you want to submit, it's a post request. And here, this is the API. This is the URI provided by Oracle. Again, if you go to jump to request response, it will show you the request data, sample data, if provided by Oracle. Okay. So this is how you can use the REST APIs in Oracle ERP Cloud. And one more question which I got is, do we have update APIs or can we update the data? So the answer is yes. If you have the update API, obviously it will allow you to update the data, because in invoices, you can see we have update and invoice. So in this one, what you need to do is, see, it's a patch, and the thing is, you need to provide the invoice ID, the which invoice you want to update. Again, jump to and request and response examples. So if you go to examples, if it is provided, so it will be given to you. For example, the following example shows the context of the request body in JSON format. So they are changing the pay group. Okay. And the following shows the context response. Okay. So this is the response actually. The pay group got changed. So this is how you can use the APIs, and just let me know if you have any doubts, any questions. You can very well reach out to my email ID. I'll provide it into the description. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. Thanks a lot.